Kyle was a weak boy who couldn't protect his family from the Demon Lord. In the final battle, the Demon King launched a massive attack to wipe out humanity. The Gargan Empire, humanity's strongest army, was destroyed, and the remaining forces had no choice but to make a desperate, reckless assault. Under Kyle's command, a small team infiltrated the Demon King's castle. His comrade Theron stayed behind to hold off a high-ranking demon, giving Kyle and his mother, Ojah, a chance to face the Demon King. But in that battle, Ojah sacrificed her life to save him. Her death pushed Kyle over the edge, and in his rage, he released his full power and managed to defeat the Demon King. Just when he wished to die alongside the fallen, he saw a strange gem glowing uncontrollably. As he reached out to stop it, a magic circle appeared, and everything went dark. When he opened his eyes, he was back in his old room. The ruined town was whole again, and people he had lost were alive. At first, he thought it was a dream, but when his childhood friend Lee walked in, someone he had seen die, his emotions overwhelmed him. A clumsy moment between them ended with Lee punching him, leaving him in real pain. That pain proved it wasn't a dream. Later, he noticed the same gemstone from the war lying near him. Looking in the mirror, he saw his younger self, without the scars of battle. The town was peaceful, Lee was alive, and his comrade Theron was back too. He soon realized he had been sent 3 years into the past, and it was his birthday. Kyle decided to act carefully. He went to the library to meet his mother, pretending nothing was strange. He asked her if time travel was possible. Ojah explained that it required enormous magical energy, so much that even the most powerful mage couldn't turn back even a second. A magical item could serve as a catalyst, but storing that much magic would take 1,000 years. Kyle then asked about a forbidden method, converting life force into magic. Ojah was shocked he knew about it. He claimed he had read it in a book. She explained that even that would need half the lives on the continent, and there was no known catalyst to store such power. But Kyle remembered something. The legendary dragon heart, said to hold unimaginable magic. Kyle soon realized that the glowing gemstone was the same one he had touched in the Demon King's castle, the legendary dragon heart. 1,000 years ago, it powered Charles's magic kingdom, but when its energy ran dry, the kingdom fell. Ojah explained that the gem had been missing for centuries and was believed to be in the hands of demons, not knowing it was now with Kyle. Their talk turned more personal. Ojah said it felt nice to speak with him again, as he had been avoiding her since quitting sword training. Kyle apologized and she teased him, saying he seemed more mature than his age. When he told her he had already eaten all the food, she was shocked but forgave him since it was his birthday. Later, while staring at the dragon heart, Kyle wondered why he had been sent back. Lee entered, and he apologized for earlier. She forgave him, wished him a happy birthday, and softened when he said he had seen her death in a dream. Painful memories returned. His town had been the first to fall in the Great Invasion, and Lee had died in his arms. Now, with 3 years before the war, Kyle swore to change that fate. That night, he wrote down everything he remembered about the future but was unsure how to start. Warning people would sound insane, and fighting the Demon King alone was impossible. He decided to regain his strength first and resumed sword training. During training, he imagined fighting the Demon Lord. He dodged several attacks, used magic to boost his power, and struck back, but his body couldn't keep up with the enhanced strength. Exhausted, he collapsed. From the woods, Lee and Theron watched, puzzled by his sudden change. Isla joined them, joking that only a woman could cause such behavior, which made Lee jealous. When Lee confronted him, Kyle pushed himself too hard and passed out. After he recovered, she brought him food, and over dinner he asked how someone could gain power and influence over nations. Ojah suggested a high-ranking priest, but Isla mentioned hero Randolph, the man who defeated the Demon King 300 years ago. Inspired, Kyle decided he would become a hero. That night, he studied in his room until Theron arrived, surprised at his seriousness. Kyle explained that a hero needed not only strength but also money, allies, and a bit of luck. When Theron asked why he wanted this, Kyle kept his true plan secret and only asked for his trust. The next morning, Kyle announced his journey would begin in 2 days. Isla proposed Theron as a companion, but Lee grew upset and asked to come. Kyle refused, saying it was too dangerous. When she kept insisting, he kissed her and promised to return to her first. Later, in the market, Kyle spotted a familiar face from his past, a beautiful elf, and decided to approach her. While walking through the market, Kyle accidentally called out the true name of a mysterious elf, X. Startled and furious, she demanded to know how he knew her name. To avoid drawing attention, Kyle cast a sleeping spell and caught her before she fell. Lee, seeing this, felt betrayed and angry, thinking Kyle was interested in X. Her jealousy grew, and she secretly decided she would join his journey no matter what. When X woke up later, Kyle gave her a fake name to keep her real one secret. She questioned him, but he avoided explaining, remembering that in his previous life they had been close. X threatened him, so Kyle proposed a contract to keep her name hidden. She agreed, warning that if he broke it, he would die. The next morning, Kyle left home with X, Theron, and others. On the road, Theron tried flirting with X but was instantly rejected. Kyle revealed a map showing a hidden treasure. Though Theron doubted it, X confirmed its authenticity. That evening, they began digging toward the treasure, with Lee cooking a meal to keep them going. Later, Lee and X shared a moment at the hot springs. Lee admired X's skills but also warned her not to let Kyle take advantage. X teased her in return, but Lee noticed a mysterious mark on X's body. Nearby, Theron tried peeking at them but was caught by Kyle. During the excavation, Kyle broke through a wall and discovered a massive hoard of gold. Theron went wild with excitement, but Kyle warned him not to be blinded by greed. In another chamber, Kyle found a magical sword once used in the future war against the Demon Lord. When he touched it, the sword's spirit, Silonia, awoke and recognized him as its wielder. Silonia was surprised by how much Kyle knew about her, realizing through his memories that he came from the future. Kyle, however, urged her to stay quiet when the others arrived. To them, he pretended he had just stumbled upon the sword. The next morning, the group reached the royal capital. Silonia enjoyed the street food, while Kyle led them to a weapon shop to prepare for future battles. The shopkeeper, Phaspa, showed him rare dragon leather armor with multiple protections, explosion magic gems, and healing potions. Kyle bought them all with his treasure, leaving Phaspa astonished. As they left, Theron whispered his concern. Spending this much gold would surely draw attention. Kyle assured Theron not to worry, as they would leave town the next day. Kyle pulled Silonia aside to ask if the future could be changed. Silonia explained that the future wasn't fixed. His time travel had split the timeline, creating a new path. The dragon heart, which triggered his travel, now rested with Thiel. If he did nothing, events would repeat, but with action, history could be rewritten. Kyle asked why there were two dragon hearts and why he had only one. Silonia explained a fusion spell theory. His future soul had merged with his present one, increasing his magical power. Kyle was shocked because he had already noticed this growth. That night, Zesley, watching the full moon, thought traveling with Kyle wasn't so bad but felt uneasy, as if he could read her thoughts. She remembered the contract they had planned to complete on the full moon. Kyle, exhausted from training, tried to delay it, but Zesley refused. She began the ritual, which was traditionally used in elven weddings. As the magic circle activated, energy swirled between them. Caught in the moment, Kyle lost control and kissed her. Shocked, Zesley pushed him away and scolded him. Kisses were for weddings, not contracts. Angered, she scorched him lightly with fire magic. The next day, while traveling to the next town, Lee noticed Kyle, Zesley, and Theron were all sleep-deprived. Kyle brushed it off as nothing serious. Zesley muttered that she would keep her eyes on him, still suspicious of how he knew her true name. Lee teased Theron about being rejected by all the girls he chased. As they continued their journey, Lee asked why they were heading to Arch City. Kyle casually blamed Silonia, saying she wanted to go. When they arrived, a crowd had gathered to welcome Princess Mila, a kind and graceful royal. Kyle's gaze, however, was fixed on her guard, Gentos, whom he remembered from his previous life. He whispered to Silonia that Mila would be attacked by a hydra in 2 days and would not survive. Silonia suspected it was more than coincidence. Mila's half-brother, the next heir to the throne, could be behind it. Kyle decided this was his chance. He would save Mila and make it the first step of his heroic path.